Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Arrow Season 8. So, it was Comic-Con yesterday. It's been Comic-Con this entire weekend, if I, have to correct myself. But the DC TV stuff was yesterday. So we had the Batwoman pilot screening, the Flash panel, Supergirl panel, Black Lightning was there. There was no Legends, but of course we also had the Arrow Season 8 panel, otherwise known as the final panel that Arrow will ever do at San Diego Comic-Con. First doing it in 2012, and finally doing it the final one being in 2019, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, they released the trailer, so let's watch that, then go over it afterwards.
Oliver Queen. Man who channels his hubris and anger and calls it strength. I've seen your future, Oliver. Inexorable and unavoidable. I have watched you die.
Living. It's not for the weak.
You can survive this. Make it whole. Make it better.
Everything about you just became so unbelievably clear.
You need someone to remind you who you are.
You're the man in this picture.
A crisis is imminent. Someone is coming. Someone far, far more powerful than myself.
Years on a deserted island and you came back a vigilante? Seems a little far-fetched.
Just one more thing I gotta do.
So yeah, like the trailer we got for Arrow was probably, if you want to put it in regards to content you got, it was arguably the weakest. Actually, Black Lightning showed nothing. So Arrow automatically can't be the weakest because Black Lightning showed nothing. But Arrow's one really only showed 15 seconds, maybe 20 seconds of new stuff, which, they've only been filming for a week. So granted, Supergirl's been filming for almost, 2 or 3 weeks, and Flash has been filming around for the same amount of time. So Arrow has had half the time and still showed a decent amount of stuff to get you excited at least for what was coming up. So, let's go over it. But of course, before that, if you're excited just for Arrow's final season, these final 10 episodes, be sure to drop a like on the video to show your support as well as just excitement for it, and just because it's the final Arrow Comic-Con trailer that we're ever going to get. And also leave your opinions down there in the comment section down below in regards to what gets you excited and just your overall thoughts and stuff like that. But in this video, we'll also go over some stuff from the panel that was talked about and revealed. But in regards to the trailer, so we see a couple of interesting things. We do see Oliver's new suit a couple of times now. This was revealed a couple of days ago in an EW shoot, I think it was. And then it was also on Twitter and stuff like that. But there's a scene where it's Green Arrow versus Green Arrow. Now, I think the Green Arrow that Oliver's versing is wearing the season 1 suit. That's what it looks like. At least it is dark, so it is hard to be 100% sure. But it looks like the season 1 or the season 1, 2, and 3 suit. But it's hard to be 100% sure. I guess the big question to ask is whether it's Oliver versus Oliver, or is it Oliver versus someone else? Because Stephen Amell did say a couple of hours before the panel, when they were doing the different press interviews and junkets and stuff like that, that there would be multiple versions of Oliver appearing throughout this season. Now, he didn't say multiple multiverse versions, he just said multiple versions, but I guess the big question comes up is like, is there going to be time travel this season, or is it just going to be multiverse? Because I think we expect multiverse stuff, or some type of like weird, like some type, sorry, of weird like dimensional travel maybe, but probably just multiverse because of what's happening with Crisis, you know, later on in the year. So you'd expect multiverse, but they might chuck in time travel there. But if it is multiverse, I'd expect maybe some other versions of Oliver, maybe some other people as well. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see in regards to what they do there in regards to whether it's multiverse or time travel. Now, we do get a quick look at Tommy Merlin. We knew Tommy Merlin was in this season, or Colin Donnell was back in this season, most likely as Tommy Merlin. We're just going to call him Tommy, you know, just because it's easy. Now, I think Renee's the one that approaches him and stuff like that with a gun. Now, you'd have to think it's another Earth unless it is time travel, but then why would Tommy be in this situation? So it's most likely, once again, another version of Tommy from the multiverse, and he looks sort of like a mob boss or something like that, or some sort of like higher up gang leader or something like that. Once again, not a lot of context, so it is hard to tell. But there was something on set, like in that time they were filming, where I think there was like a Green Arrow stunt person that had like a black beard. So maybe we might get a version of Green Arrow in the multiverse that's actually Tommy Merlin. And I'll come back to like the multiversal Green Arrows in a second, because another character might also play another version of Green Arrow, which would be pretty insane. But one of the coolest reveals that we hadn't yet seen, because as I said, we got the Green Arrow suit in that EW shoot like earlier in the week, but one of the cooler reveals in this trailer that we were yet to see, but we knew was coming, was the new Black Canary suit for Laurel. So this is obviously still Earth 2 Laurel, but as you can see here, you can only see the top half, but I will put the concept art for this suit on the screen as well, so you can just see like the full thing. It is very much like a full-bodied version of the Injustice Black Canary suit from Injustice 2, which a lot of people love. I think just that color scheme works really well for it, so I think it's a really cool suit. You know, I think it's a really great suit, and I think it's awesome that you get this amazing suit right at the end. I think the new Green Arrow suit is amazing as well, so it's weird they're coming right at the end for like 8 episodes. But I guess you get, when you involve Crisis as well, there's more than 10 episodes, so I guess it's worth it. But really cool suit for Laurel. I'm pretty sure most people will like it. Now, another thing that we knew was happening this season was that Josh Segarra was back this season, who of course played Adrian Chase. Once again, we don't know if he's Adrian Chase, but he looks a bit evil in this trailer, but he might just be a bit hard. Who knows? You know, a bit of a hard-edged dude or something. Now, when he's leaning down here in front of these like green tube things, he has like a hood on. He's got like an Archer suit on. I guess the big question is whether this character is Prometheus again. So is he back as Prometheus, or is he just back as Adrian Chase, who is someone else, and possibly he could be another Green Arrow in the multiverse. Now, this is what I'm saying, like we could get multiple versions of Oliver, but maybe they're just on the various Earths where maybe someone else is Green Arrow. That could maybe what happens. Maybe Oliver goes to different Earths to try and find maybe other Green Arrows, and he goes to that version, that Earth's Oliver Queen first, but they're not Green Arrow. They might be an evil person. They might be completely hopeless. They might be like he would have been if he didn't go on the gambit and stuff like that. So they could do that, and that's where he finds maybe like Tommy Merlin's a Green Arrow, and then he finds that maybe Adrian Chase is a Green Arrow or something like that. But we know he's an Archer because we can see that costume, but it's just cool to have Tommy Merlin and Adrian Chase back in this season for the final go. Whether they're in it for the whole time or just for a couple of episodes, it's still going to be cool regardless. But in one of these scenes, there is lots of dead bodies, like in like a scientific sort of lab thing. And Oliver's standing there in the new suit. That's quote unquote our Oliver that's standing over them. But I highly doubt that he was the one that did this. So who did it? Was it the work of like another rogue Green Arrow? Maybe it was that Adrian Chase Green Arrow that did this, or maybe it's another evil Archer. We know that Malcolm Merlin is back this season, or John Barrowman is back for this season. So maybe he's the one that did this, maybe on another Earth. Maybe he's a Green Arrow as well. Maybe we'll have a Malcolm Merlin Green Arrow, a Tommy Merlin Green Arrow, an Adrian Chase Green Arrow, and then an Oliver Queen Green Arrow. Who knows? It's just going to be way too many Green Arrows. But in regards to some other stuff from the panel, the first thing is that they actually announced who would be playing the future version of John Diggle Jr., and that that actor, sorry, is known as Charlie Barnett, who was on a couple of shows. Can't remember one off the top of my head. Some of you guys might recognize him. So he's going to be playing the future version of John Diggle Jr. I think it's a good casting. Yeah, they announced that at the panel, which is pretty cool. And then they also announced that Brandon Routh will be playing the Kingdom Come version of Superman. Now, that version is like an older version of Superman where Lois Lane was, I think, killed by... It's similar to Injustice, actually. I think she's killed by the Joker, or the Joker is at least responsible for her death. Like, he causes something where eventually leads to her death or something along those lines. I'm just going off the top of my head here, but he doesn't go weird like he does in Injustice. So it's similar but different at the end. So they also said that we would see his version of Superman or Clark Kent in the Daily Planet as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Crisis when that eventually comes. But yeah, it was a really cool reveal when he came on stage and, like, you know, pulled apart the shirt and showed the Superman symbol, which I thought was pretty cool. And of course, in episode 1, they didn't say anything about this in the panel, but we know that Moira Queen will be in episode 1 as well. So that's an added bonus that we didn't really get a hint at in the trailer or anything like that. But that's a character that we know will be returning. But overall, I thought it was a really good panel. It went by really quickly. That whole day was like those previous panels that went over in time. So unfortunately, the DC TV panels were sort of rushed, unfortunately. But it was a great panel. It's Arrow's final one, and I'll play a little clip at the end of how they ended off the panel. But until at the end of this video, but until the end of Arrow, you know, we'll just have to wait and just enjoy it. You know, just enjoy these last couple of episodes of it. But you know, it doesn't premiere till, you know, middle of October, so we've still got a lot of time. But if you enjoyed the video, guys, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on there to show your support and just your excitement for the final season of Arrow. If you want to leave all your various opinions in the comments section down below, be greatly appreciated. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.